The self-declared Republic of Somaliland is one of the poorest countries in the world in a violent and volatile region. Yet despite this, it's maintained nearly 30 years of peace. But this former British colony, which still has strong ties to the UK, has one shocking statistic. According to the UN, 98% of young women and girls have undergone female genital mutilation, a painful and dangerous procedure which leads to lifelong complications. Whilst the practice has been outlawed in the UK, many young British girls are having the procedure done abroad. The International Development Secretary told me this was one of the main reasons the UK was determined to use its aid budget to help African nations end this practice.
Well, we think there are about 24,000 girls in the UK who are at risk from FGM.
Which is an extraordinary figure.
It's a huge number, and that's why it's in our interest to ensure that this practice is wiped out globally. And the British people, through UK aid, are contributing to an African-led movement to wipe out FGM.
The UK is one of the largest international donors on ending FGM, having committed £35 million 5 years ago. The Edna Aden Hospital in Somaliland is the leading maternity hospital. It's treated over 20,000 mothers, almost every one of whom had had FGM performed, and many of them suffer medical emergencies during childbirth as a result, making it difficult for them to lead healthy lives for their children and them.
Well, I think it really goes to the heart of rights for women and girls, and women being able to choose the number and the timing of their pregnancy. It's a human rights issue, fundamentally.
Nimka Ali was born in Somaliland but raised in Britain. She had FGM when she was a child and is now campaigning against it. Last year, I accompanied her to Somaliland, where religious leaders and the heads of the main political parties committed to banning the practice, and this legislation is now being prepared. Today, she was back in London with other African campaigners to help launch an all-party parliamentary group against FGM.
I think we have to act local and think global, so we can't necessarily be focusing on the African continent and not doing anything here at home. So we have to work holistically and say that FGM globally has to end, and that includes the UK.
The UK has led the world in trying to end FGM internationally, and change is beginning to happen. But with no convictions in the UK, the laws against it here now also have to be enforced.